To this story now, 5 children have died in an accident in Cape Town while making their way to school this morning. Let's go to our senior reporter, Ayesha Ismail, who's on the scene just to find out what happened. Ayesha, I know that usually there are some investigators, police and paramedics who are combing the scene. Any sense on their preliminary investigations showing what could have happened there?
So, Masejo, this accident happened this morning just after 7, and these were children being transported, I believe, from Khayelitsha to attend various schools here in Mitchell's Plain. What happened was that the bakkie that they were traveling in, the driver apparently lost control, hit a traffic light, and that led to the deaths of 5 children and 1 injured. But I'm now joined by a Mitchell's Plain resident and a community leader who was on the scene minutes after it happened. Wanda, you got the call about this accident. When you arrived here, what did you find?
It was just horrible. I didn't expect, coming out to these scenes is normal, just an accident. Coming here, it was so horrible. That's all you saw, it was just children.
Masejo, Wada is a community leader, and as you can see, she's very distraught because she was one of the first people on the scene. But I'm now going to speak to the ward councillor for this area, Ashley Potts. You were saying that you also arrived on the scene after you were informed about this accident.
That's correct, Aisha. Yeah, it was quite a traumatic experience just to witness driving in and seeing bodies being covered after they have now been thrown off or flung off from the bakkie that they were driving on, being commuted to school. The stark reality that we are sitting with is that we have our kids desperate to get to school, parents wanting to find the proper transport to get them to school, but they are not regulated. And so the challenge is, and the risk is, that we end up having these fatalities. This is not the first, and something has to be done to stop, or regulate rather, in a better way. And I know the Minister of Mobility was here earlier, and he has indicated that he is vigorously working towards that end to ensure that those that are commuting, our children, our precious cargo, is really being looked after and taken to school in an appropriate manner. I really just want to extend once more from my side to the schools that were affected by this tragedy, the parents, the fellow learners, the educators. Just my heartfelt condolences. This is something that we will have to work through together. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to do our best to stand together and support one another, and the families especially. And I call on community to please caution posting information on social media without verifying it. This causes damage and misery that you are not able to control. So please stop forwarding messages that you're getting on the social platform. Wait for the official information that comes out and allow us to give you the information in a correct manner. So my heart is broken. It could have been my grandchild, it could have been my children. And so we are all going to be needing to deal with this together, but most importantly, the families, they are not going to get over this very quickly. Those kids were young. They had their whole lives and future ahead of them, and to be stripped of it in this way is no mother's wish. So, yeah, my condolences to the family.
Thank you so much for your time. And Masejo, today it's raining, the roads are slippery, and of course we were talking to the MEC for Mobility earlier today, and he also, just appealing to people to drive cautiously, especially when the roads are wet. But what's interesting is also that the MEC, Ricardo McKenzie, the MEC for Mobility, made a point by saying that the vehicle that was transporting these children was not a registered vehicle, not registered as a transportation vehicle with the Department of Education or with the Department of Mobility. So once again, he also appealing to parents to make sure that when they do hire people to take their children to school, that the driver and the vehicles are properly registered with the Education Department. Because as we see today, and of course there will be an investigation to determine exactly what happened this morning, but sadly 5 young children primary school children lost their lives, and we know that one child is still in hospital right now.
And Ayesha, the driver, where's the driver? Usually in these cases, parents would probably ordinarily call for the driver to be arrested for culpable homicide, etc.
Well, the driver is at the Mitchells Plain police station as we speak, and he's being processed at the moment.
Senior reporter Ayesha Ismail in Cape Town for us with that sad story. All right, let's take you to a